Okay. So you guys were saying before, last time we were in here, that we should make more of a point of talking to these guys.
Ain't none a challenge to us.
We did just have this conversation.
We're here to hit till our fists are red with.
I kind of do want to skip this, unless I mean, can we? I guess we could do it again, but I don't know that there's any real. I mean, let's give it a shot. I guess see if it's the same person, see if anything else happens. If we succeed, I mean, I hope that we don't start off with like not full life because
pathetic.
You know, we just fought this guy, but I think it is the same guy. Oh, I was blocking there. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. That's why. I was pressing the wrong button. No wonder we didn't block. There we go. That's what I meant to do. That's what I was trying to do before. Just whiff. Oh, don't like this angle very much, though. It's really hard to see from here.
Not good.
Okay. After here. We get the crit damage bonuses when we're fist fighting? I don't think so. There we go. Alright, so do we get any additional benefit of fighting exactly the same guy twice? I kind of doubt it. I kind of just want to... Oh, can we keep on going for more difficult opponents? Maybe that's it.
Just warming up. Well, what are you waiting for? Go call the next one.
Okay, so that last one was level 19. I'm guessing, yep, that they'll get stronger.
How long you gonna make me wait?
Oh, come on, come on. It's all about the counters. And having our opponent stand on those things. Yeah, I don't like getting stuck in corners like that very much. Either for our opponent or for us, really. Ah, that was bad. That was bad. That, oh, okay. Now you've teleported to the other side. That makes complete sense. Complete sense. What on earth is happening? This is not a fist fight anymore. This is magic. All right, this one makes zero sense. Zero, absolutely zero sense. What is happening? What is happening? Oh, we did get our abilities trigger gets us back up to the partial HP. If we were to, okay, like again, camera angle. I actually hate this fight. Like this is not fun. This is ridiculous. Stop. Not cool. Not cool.
You felt so quick I didn't even have the time to warm up.
I draw a hard line there. As soon as you get buggy like that, not cool. Not cool at all. We got some experience points from it. Yeah, okay, there is technically an exclamation point here, so it is a quest. Okay, that's... I talked to him so quickly that I didn't even see that before. But yeah, so we could do more of that. I mean, with a less buggy encounter, probably should be able to beat that guy. In theory, he's not any tougher than the previous guy. So, if we have to fight the same first guy over again, then I'm not gonna be very pleased about that. But
let's do this.
Gladly.
I think we may. All right, this is gonna get. I'm not really a fan of this, but wanna just beat you up. Hope for more luck on the next fight. Less buggy, and then from there, we're looking to. I mean, I don't know how many there are. Usually there are 3 enemies. Okay, like this also. Whenever you get into the corner, it get like we switch places there. That's not cool. Like that's just the game not doing what it's supposed to be doing, and I have very little patience for it. So like I'm out. Like if it wants to work, then I'll do it. If it bugs out like that, then I'm no interest.
Whatcha, eh? You fight more like a little bitch. Get out of my sight, drifter.
Yeah, work properly, and then we'll talk. So let's talk to other people then. Oh, we actually still get experience even if we lose. Wow, that's pretty ridiculous. But I suppose you could just continue doing that and get 2 experience after 2 experience. Probably more efficient to just go out and fight neckers than that. But yes. Here's our involved. Other people. So yeah, seeing lots more of the various clans that we have now run into. Because of course, We did, first time we were here, we'd not explored any of the other islands. Barely been to Artskellig even.
Yes, Witcher?
I guess we don't really know you. Can we take from these? I don't know, I mean, there are so many people here. I'd be hesitant to do so.
Out of me sight.
First siege. Wolf.
Witcher.
The other thing was that one of the reasons why I didn't talk to many people the first time we were here is that it looked like a lot of people just had generic names and they weren't gonna have any special conversations, but we'll see.
Witcher. Would I have a wench for a king?
Wench or no? She's dear to the gods.
Hey, you have a name?
How Ceres uncreate, track the demon most evil.
Is that true?
Spectre cold and cruel, a high mouse. Years on end he held in thrall Jarl Udalric. Till one day, Ceres, brave lass of Skellige, challenged him to a duel.
That isn't really how that played out, but okay.
In whose dark corners
Give you some creative freedom here.
Fearing neither wounds nor death, she called the Heim from its lair. The fiend scorned a nest, then sprung at Ceres to grab her, kill her.
Also didn't really happen.
Brave lass was quicker, more clever by half. She stepped aside and with her sword ended these. Listen here, listen.
Okay, yeah, you know, like, it was actually really us that did most of the dirty work, but sure. Hey!
That's a feat.
Only one chosen by the gods could accomplish such
Hold
a
on, I thought I might have seen, yeah, someone else. Oh, we've met York as well. Ran into you on Spickerod, right?
One thing, but outfoxing a Heim. That's a feat.
Only one chosen by the gods.
Anyone else?
Greetings.
Would I have a wench for a king?
What about
Wench or no? She's dear to the gods.
Olger Blackhand? I don't think we've heard that before.
But I held fast to me sword and sliced its maw.
Sure you did.
What's that compared to Hjalmar?
Who you calling a Nordling? Random innkeep dude? There's Hjalmar. Random clan upgrade elder.
So I jumped on his back, sank my blade.
Talk to the dancers. Let's shoot us away.
Sprayed out like a true gazer. Said, "Pull them out straight."
This is Skellige!
Yeah,
Damn shame.
we'll see about that.
Wailing them's for long.
Roman,
Drink for them.
and then Madman Lugos.
Come visit us. We'll show you what a real beast looks like.
See, the thing is that we did, and then you locked us up. So, yeah, that didn't end so well for us. Random servant. So it's a little more interesting, I feel, to go over and talk to these people when we have a better understanding as to who they are, where they're from. Like, hey, mate, we've not seen you. Don't know where they're from.
Don't know the real gods.
What?
That name maybe is a little familiar, though I don't think they've actually spoken to you.
As well.
That Wolford looked like it was just sitting at the table. I mean, it almost is. You guys in the middle. What's your deal? I think this is one of the guys who is also trying to make his case for being leader of Skellige.
Could hear the black
King.
ones shitting from afar.
Oh, it's Blue Boy. What's up? Alright. I think that's most people anyway. Hey, what's up? And we'll just, you know, hop on over and now I think we'll make our way over. I mean, there's a non-zero chance. I suppose there's a non-zero chance that once we are done with this quest, we will not be able to go in here anymore. There's a chance we won't be able to do this fight anymore. I really, like, I have no patience for the game bug it out like that. So I don't really want to do it. But in case this is the one time in which we can, give it one more shot. But
Fate to get out of my
this is going to be the last attempt.
Let's do this.
Gladly.
Because I'm not glad about this one.
You beg for death. Tear him apart.
Yeah, like, block. Basically, the recipe is block at the right time to counterattack, and then follow up with some hits. But even then, sometimes they're still sinking in some punches. Shouldn't really be happening, but that I was blocking for, but we were still stunned. Like, wow, how the heck is this guy still beating us up? Okay. What's the matter? Come on, dude. That I blocked and should have been a counterable attack. We didn't get our respawn for or our life restoration for some reason.
You fight more like a little batch.
No patience for this.
Get
This
out
is
of my sight, drifter.
no. I have no interest in this. Get out. Fix your quest. Then we'll talk.
We're like, could hear the black one's shit from afar.
Okay, and here is Croc.
Greetings, Berna. Feast not to your liking.
This is no feast. It's a farmer's market where votes are bought and sold like sheepskins.
Oh? Sparran's not buying for support, so I don't remember who exactly you are. Were you the person who we saw with Yennefer when we first entered this area? And you were also not very happy then?
Svanrig is not gonna vie for support.
Bran's son will not haggle for a crown that is his by right.
Far as I know, crown goes to the claimant who gains the most votes.
That is the tradition. But
So you're
not all
from
traditions are
Turseach,
good.
right?
The
You're affiliated
Isle's
with
care should be entrusted to a
previous
single
ruler?
family.
Okay, that's it then. So you're from Clan Turseach, and the previous ruler was Bran Turseach, King Bran. That was the person whose funeral we saw when we first showed up. And so you're basically trying to make the case that because Bran was previously king and died, then next in line should be one of Bran's children, someone from your family. So more of a typical monarchy structure, whereas what is actually the case is that it's more of a democratic type of process where it's, like Harold said, whoever gets the most votes. And so, yeah, you are trying to buck the trends, change the system to work in your favor, which is not really cool, you know? When you're in a position of power and try to use that power for your own personal gain like that, you know, if you do have a family member who is truly the person who should be next in line, then people will vote for them, and if they get the most votes, then so be it. If not, then whoever gets the most votes should probably be them, at least according to your system.
Take it you have a specific family in mind.
Of course. Bran was the best king Skellig has seen in centuries.
I mean,
The
according to
throne
you.
should pass on to Svanrige, his true-born son, and then on to his sons.
Yeah, not surprised to hear you say that. You know, that's, you do benefit directly from that.
What's wrong with voting for your king?
Take a walk. Listen and you'll understand. The claimants already hand out land, promise privileges, titles, favourable judgments. They behave like whores lifting their skirts for every passerby. A king by the grace of votes is no ruler, but a debtor. This must end. We must start by placing Bran's firstborn son on the throne. I hope the Jarls will see the wisdom of it.
You're saying you don't want the king to have to pay favors to all the people who voted for him, king or queen? Which, I mean, maybe there's something to be said for that, but I don't know. That still seems like not buying your argument too much here. Are you leaving, though?
Leaving Caer Trolda?
Tomorrow at daybreak. Enjoy yourself, Master Geralt.
Thanks.
May I?
You must even. Come! I've been waiting for you. So, feast to your liking? Any better than your continental balls?
Definitely more to drink.
Ah, there is. Rolled all of it out of my cellars. Double meads, triple, Cintrian plum brandy, Mahakimum spirit that burns the mouth like boiling water.
clan on Crate knows the meaning of hospitality.
Yeah, Clan on Crate seemingly does. The others maybe a little less so. You know, the people like Drummonds who locked us up, Tursic who are possibly the most bitter people on the island. Guessing there may be an ulterior motive. I mean, part of it may have been an effort to have you help get your children to become the king or queen. So that might have something to do with it. Although, I mean, I do generally like Croc a lot. I mean, he's been one of seemingly, our best allies on Skellige.
Something tells me there's a purpose to your hospitality.
Aye, there is. In the Isles, mead and mead stand to gain you as much support as feats accomplished blade in hand.
If that's
And
true, you
bit of
can
bribery.
rest easy about how the vote will turn out.
I'll rest easy on the morrow, when the crown rests on one of my children's heads.
Okay. Yep. Understandable. So, combination of us helping your children to succeed in those big adventures they were going on, and also just throwing a big party like this, basically providing all the beverages for people, making them more likely to vote for at least someone from On Crate. Not torn between... Yeah, I am kind of curious what your thoughts are between Hjalmar and Ceres.
Feeling torn between Hjalmar and Ceres?
You mean do I have a favorite? Nay. They're as different as fire and water. But On Crate blood flows in both.
Okay. And now, basically, picking apart or raising the concerns that others might raise about either Hjalmar or Ceres.
Between you and me, Hjalmar's not too hot-headed to be king.
Depends on the kind of king you have in mind. Want one who'll send emissaries, move figurines about a map, calculate the most profitable option? Then yes, he's too hot-headed. But Skellige wants a different ruler. The kind who'll drown Nilfgaard in blood. Sooner jump into a fire than surrender. And that is Hjalmar.
If you escalate your attacks, you stand to infuriate Emir. Could regret it someday.
Sure, you don't
Skellige.
want to make
We spit on the notion of peace.
those Nilfgaardians too mad at you. But Croc is like, nah, we've no interest in peace. Okay. There, just know you're perhaps getting yourself into rather big fight. Or, really. But yeah, what about Ceres?
Think the Council of Jarls will dare to put a woman on the throne?
If you'd asked me some months ago, I'd have laughed in your face. But today I see, and I'm not alone, that Ceres has something as rare on the Isles as a hot summer. Patience.
Not all the
Others
time.
act, then think. She's different. She thinks things through, before, the against. But once she takes action, not a force in the world could stop her.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking back to, like, the race we had with her when we first met her. Definitely can be impulsive as well at times, so not necessarily sure that's the way that I would have described her, the way you just did, but as for our reward for helping them both out, what about that?
Promised me a reward for helping your children.
And I aim to keep my word. Here. This bauble's been in the family for
bauble?
generations.
Excuse me?
I give it to you for helping ensure the line endures.
Oh, that's more than a bauble.
Beautiful
That's the sword.
craftsmanship. Thanks.
I'm the one.
What? What's happening? Madman Lugos, what you doing?
Hear that? Damn it. I must probably started another row.
Let's go.
Yeah. What's happening? What is going on? What the heck? That's a bear? Who let that in? It's you. Hold on. 1 second while we just check out the sword that you gave us. Is it this? Fate? If so, then it's pretty low level, unfortunately. Given out as 100% durability, I think it probably was. But let's just take a quick look at what our quest says here. This took a dramatic turn. Oh, that was technically part of King's Gambit, was defeat the Vild Carl. Okay. And now, of course, I'm asking myself, do I have the patience to try to... I mean, I'm shaking... I know you can't see me right now. I'm shaking my head right now. I have no interest in doing this. So, maybe that has some tie to the bears? But, sure. They're just level, what, 16? I did just blast us halfway across the world. And they are healing. That's Hjalmar over there. Like, did the bears just kill everyone in here? Yelmer just totally swung her sword at Hjalmar. Who else is left? Egos? Is that you? I think it may be. And Saris. What just happened? Yeah, that was Lugos. Anyone care to explain? Everyone's like, I don't feel like talking right now.
Cloth! Give me some cloth! Gotta stop the bleeding! Quick!
Da.
Take my cloak.
Yeah, not looking so good. That blue boy, the one that's hurt?
He'll pull through.
It is.
A shark grabbed my leg once. Albion!
He's dead.
Crack! Where'd those bears come from, huh? Answer! Now!
Careful how you speak to my dad.
Stow your blade, pup, or Crack will lose a son too. You insult me, Lugos, and now you threaten my son. I will not stand for this. Then come here. Come on! Put you down like a rabid dog.
Calm down. Calm down. Enough blood's been spilled. Someone brought these beasts here to murder our sons and brothers. We cannot restore their lives. But we can. We must avenge them. This burden falls upon the host and his offspring.
Find the guilty on Crete. Find and kill them. Else your clan will be cursed for 100 generations to come.
Yeah, I don't think you want... him talking about curses. I would take that seriously. I don't think you want anything to do with those curses there. Yeah, that got awfully messy awfully quickly. Anybody know how those bears got in?
Anybody see how the bears got in?
Don't matter. I know where to find the guilty already.
Wait! Are you mad? You're gonna kill folk before we've learned what happened.
Learn all you want. Meantime, I'll go wash the shame off our clan.
Hey, the Jarls aren't listening anymore. Stop playing the hero and think for a second.
Now we're seeing the impulsiveness versus the think things out first.
Are you listening to me? Someone let those bears in. We must know who, and the answer lies somewhere in this room.
Yeah, I am absolutely leaning towards Saris here. But we're getting involved in this. Yeah.
You're right, Saris. I'll help you.
Thanks.
Fine. See you when I return with the traitors' heads.
I'll stay here. Someone must see to everything. Summon the healer, hand the fallen over to their families. Wolf, I thank you.
Ever see anything like that?
No, and I hope I never will again.
Where'd the bears come from? We were all laughing, eating, drinking.
I mean, we were in the other room, so we couldn't really see.
A massacre.
I was kind of hoping you would say.
Torrents of blood on the walls.
I think we definitely want to look around, but yeah, what happened beforehand? One thing that immediately came to mind was we did have time to check the quest, and I did not realize that what looked like the defeat the, and I already forget the name of them, But those people that we were doing the fistfights with, I thought that was its own independent quest. It was just like a, you know, basically the fistfight type of quest that we saw previously, and that it was not terribly important. But I did not realize until after we checked that, when the bears started showing up, that had shown up as something that we failed on this specific quest. Had I realized that that was part of the same quest and not just its own independent, unimportant quest, then maybe I would have had a little bit more patience for it. But that makes me wonder, like, by failing that part, did we set ourselves up for this? Maybe. Okay, but yeah, I think this is most important. What happened
before the massacre? Be precise.
Young Lucas bet he could empty a barrel of beer in one go.
Oh dear.
He climbed on the table, grabbed a pony keg of centering wheat, and started chugging. His throat bulged like a blowfish. Face went red, but he kept drinking. Folks started banging their tankards on the table, shouted, Lugos, Lugos.
We did hear people shouting Lugos. Yep.
From the other side of the room, we heard this roar. We turned in unison as if a coxswain had called. They were there. They were already there. Folks closest to the bears didn't even manage to draw their weapons. They were ripped to shreds.
We'll avenge them, I promise.
This is an Avengers level threat. Okay. A lot of people are dead. But who?
Know who died?
Drogadar, Drakeborn Du, Blue Boy Lugos, Yalborn, Ottrig. Take some time, mention them all. I heard you helped Lugos, as you helped me with the Haim.
But you could name the claimants to the throne who survived in one breath. You, Hjalmar, and Svanrige.
What are you saying?
Nothing, just yet.
I know where Geralt is going with this. Geralt is suggesting that it probably was, or at least starting to suggest, that it probably was someone else who was trying to make a claim for the throne, trying to eliminate some of the people who would be competition, and basically was hoping to kill them all and make it so that by default it was going to be him, and maybe even have that one person remaining be the hero who saved everyone. So now, probably wasn't part of the plan for Cerys and Hjalmar to both survive, so that Svanrige guy is, at least would seem to be rising pretty high on the suspects list. Let's look.
We've talked enough. Let's look around.
Let me know what you find. I'll speak to the others. Maybe someone saw more than I did.
Okay. So, what's the deal here?
Pull yourself together, Sinna.
Lots of warriors. I have the Witcher. Okay, thought I had the Witcher senses on, but here we are.
All right. What do we have here?
I guess head? Looks like it has a scar.
Bear's head, but the tongue's short, like a human's.
What?
Mouth smells of honey liqueur. Mead. And something else. Something earthy. Bears like honey. Before it's fermented. Strange.
Huh? What? Torso?
Something under the fur. A tattoo. Shape of a bear paw.
Okay, didn't we... A long time ago, before we actually got to Skeleton, didn't we hear about some bear people? Cerys, can you, like, maybe move?
Old scar. Looks like it was sutured.
But yeah, I thought we heard of some bear people who were, like, they looked like humans, but then they could transform into bears, and we had some description about them that was saying they were extremely dangerous. So, given how this air quotes, bear, has tattoos and a human-like tongue, that suggests to me that maybe it was some of the people who were here that were just celebrating with everyone else, and they could blend in because, well, they looked like other people. But then, when everyone was distracted, looking at Blue Boy Lugos, as he was chugging down the mead, then they quickly transformed, and before anyone could react, they'd already, like Sarah said, taken out many of the people here.
Half man, half bear.
Yeah.
Something like a lycanthrope. No full moon, so something else caused the transformation. Maybe something he ate or drank.
Yeah, I was wondering if something
Mead.
that... Yeah,
Mead with
Garrett
an
was
earthy
describing.
aroma.
Earthy aroma.
Need to check the horns, tankards, and bowls.
Okay. Examine the traces of meat around the crime scene using your senses. Okay.
All the horns are empty.
Okay. Still examine stuff here.
Fang marks, claw marks, broken bones. Hard to say what exactly killed him.
Looks like the case for just about everyone. Another one of the bears. Not sure if we can get any more information out of that.
Autrig. Shit, no more than a kid. All at each table. Mead in this one. And only mead.
Okay. It looks like maybe we're trying to find more of those. Like those. And, that guy's like, really, dude? Time and a place. Time and a place for stealing. No, but it looks like we can perhaps investigate more of those. And find one that actually... what about you? Sure, if you're a barmaid. I think that you might have some information on if any of those got spiked.
Drogadar. Scald's played his last.
This bear? Where do we actually investigate, though? Where's the actual investigate button? I mean, you're telling me I can ignite it, seemingly, but having to do with this guy?
Young Lugos.
That's Blue Boy.
Bears took him by surprise. Didn't have a chance to defend himself.
This guy here. Oh, and here's another pot of mead. Okay, I'm suspicious of
So
this.
many wounds. No wonder Hjalborn bled to death.
Thinking it's gonna be this. Yep.
Earthy scent from the bear's maw. Something towards mushrooms. Bowls empty, but the scent's in the air. Coming from somewhere else in this room.
Okay. Find the source of the scent. Okay. Follow this. Leads us here.
Here. Mead spiked with some kind of mushroom. And human blood.
Oh.
Ceres, come here.
A guard saw what happened. Those weren't bears. They were...
Men who transform into bears.
Yeah.
Berserkers.
Berserkers. Mm-hmm.
Berserkers?
The Skald's name for warriors who change into animals in the midst of battle. The stuff of fairy tales, legends. But it seems to make sense, right?
Mm-hmm. Almost. We were at a feast, not on a battlefield.
Yeah. So I do think that at least, I'm not sure Geralt has explicitly said it, but I do think it was likely someone was trying to basically assassinate or massacre many of the potential people who would try to vie for the throne, and by doing so, have just one or two people remaining and increase the chances of that one or two people becoming the leader.
Think I know what caused them to transform. The mead they drank. Smell this.
Not sure you want to be having people do that all the time, Carol.
Mead
Watch
spiked with
Ceres
blood
turn into a bear.
And something else. Thinking it could be a mushroom, but I don't recognize the type.
Hjort might help us. Few druids know herbs better.
Can't hurt to try.
Would be worth checking out then. Let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna follow Ceres. Assuming, did you know where, where Hjort is? Right there. That's the
Freyr,
answer.
our mother, may the sea swallow the traitors. Freyr, our lady.
Mind if I interrupt?
Hope you don't mind.
Already have? What is it?
Someone spiked one of the mead barrels with blood and something else. An herb or a mushroom. Ceres said.
Give me the horn.
Yeah. Do we know he's not in on it? Because he may be. The fact that he already knows about the horn? I don't know.
A mushroom. Mardrome.
Okay. Ceres wasn't lying. Apparently you do know about
Ceres
plants.
wasn't lying. You know your fungi.
I do.
He's a fun guy.
Especially those which affect
Especially
the
at
mind.
parties.
Soothe it. summon waking dreams. Odalrek suffered for years. I tried to help him in various ways, initially with prayer, then with poppy milk.
Oh.
But he's done with that now, right?
It's not that simple. But we'll wean him off it yet.
Yeah. Yikes. Okay, but as for the tie between this Mardrome, and the Berserkers?
Mardrome related in any way to Berserkers?
Aye, but only in the tales told to children as they're put to sleep on cold winter nights.
Yeah, sounds like there might be some truth to it,
Warriors who ate Mardrome were said to transform into beasts when consumed by battle rage. But as I said, it's only
a legend, I know. Still, I find it easier to believe than some story about bears appearing out of nowhere.
Yeah, kind of hard to sneak a bunch of bears into a crowded mess hall, right? But also, yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that Geralt was not familiar with this herb because he's pretty knowledgeable himself when it comes to this stuff.
Mardrome. Never heard of it.
You have another name for it on the continent. Psilocybe, I believe.
Okay, maybe he knows that.
All right. Peasants eat it to soothe pain.
Udalrek tried it too, but only a few times. In larger doses, the mushroom causes visions, nightmares.
Yes, the last thing Udalrek needed more of.
Right.
Thanks for your help.
Okay, that does give us some important
Blood and
information.
Mardrome. The taste of human flesh and a substance that triggers visions. That well could have caused the rage. Maybe even the transformation.
Maybe. Hard to believe someone spiked the mead here in the hall, though, in front of all those witnesses.
You're right. I helped prepare for the feast. I'd have noticed. It might have happened before they brought the drink upstairs. In the cellars, maybe.
Come on, we could find some clues there.
All right, let's check it out. Lead the way, Saris. Okay, come on, lead the way. Let's go.
We must find the traitors quickly. Elsewise, the warriors will take matters into their own hands.
That's true.
Castle's a buzz already.
Think they'd attack Croc openly?
My father or each other. All in the finest Skellige tradition. Haven't had a good civil war in ages.
Yikes. Okay. Yeah, so interesting because it seemed like it was pretty significant, the side quest that we did to, you know, rescue Saris and Hjalmar, but that all led to this, and this is certainly kicking off big time here.
Knew there'd be trouble. It was all too calm.
Yeah. Funny. Arnvold said the same. For a feast to be any good, mead's gotta flow, but so does blood.
I'd say he got his wish.
1 second here, Saris. I don't know if we've actually been to this spot yet. Don't remember running into this stuff. Might have been locked. I think there were some locked doors here previously. 1 second, Saris. Can you just take a quick break? Just allow us to, say, pick up some silver and steel and all that good stuff. Hey, random Skellige women.
Your type a mile away.
Excuse me? What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? Nope. Also, nope. Yes. Oh, that's locked. Excuse me.
Killed a giant.
Key required.
Now just faffs about
Maybe we
seducing
can actually get back here on a future edition with key. I was kind of thinking that we might be about to run through and do a bunch of time-sensitive things
Now
with
here's a manly
Saris,
one.
and therefore
Not like my good
this
friend
might be
from
the best
Spain.
time to grab all this stuff. Well, there's a little bit of less of a sense of urgency.
Need help?
Ooh.
I
Broken
recognize
Rake,
your
maybe
type a
not
mile
as
away.
interesting. Other stuff, though. I think that's it in here. Oh, yeah, well, that one's locked. Right. Okay, so let's head in back over here. In that case, we looted this stuff. Fill of this stuff. Not as interesting. Sulfur and optima matter, though, are solid. Okay. Alright, Saris.
I really hope Hjalmar's doing something useful, not just looking for a fight.
Relax.
Yeah.
Your brother's impetuous, not stupid.
hopefully doesn't get himself into too much trouble here. What with there being, you know, potentially raging bear people that, like, you know, probably don't want to get stuck in a room full of them, because we know how that goes.
We keep the poison at the cellar's other end down below. Come, I'll show you.
Oh yeah, you see, we keep the drinks over here, the poison over here. Occasionally.
The stench is a vodka.
1 second, Sarah.
Someone ruined several barrels of the finest.
Good thing Dad's got other worries on his mind.
1 second, Sarah. Ooh, yeah, see, like, I'd like to pick up these rubies that you're stockpiling in the cellar here. Because, like, those are pretty nice. Gold rubies, no less. Quicksilver solution is hard to get, too. That's some good stuff. Potentially lots of it at that. I mean, there's a chance we'd end up going down here to search through some stuff with Saris, but again, just to be sure. Yeah, and that's locked, so we may end up going there. Precisely. Just to be sure that we do get the chance to get this stuff while we have the opportunity to do so. Going for here, and then this, I believe, is the door through which Saris went. Okay, so stuff that smells bad. There's that much. We're just examining the cellar. Well, I suppose we've been doing that for a while now, in some way. Skin. Let's see. More lootable stuff. Seems like it's mostly in these little boxes. Less so in these big barrels. Yeah, vial's not great, but sure. What's the deal, Saris? Can you not block the staircase?
Right behind you.
That's a relief.
Are you, though? Okay, that's the important one. Or potentially any of those, in fact. But before we do check those out, again, just want to get the other lootable things, which I've not seen many of, so I suppose now we'll investigate.
This mead's clean.
Alright. And this one?
Nothing here either.
Okay. Last one.
Blood and mushrooms. Think we can find out where this barrel came from? Looks different.
That's it?
What the?
Uh-oh. Alcohol is flammable, by the way.
There's another exit behind the barrels, but they're too heavy.
Hold on.
Never move them.
Don't intend to.
What? What are we going for here? We're gonna run out of breath. We're gonna suffocate.
Quick.
Through here. Okay. So, we did not defeat the Vild, Carl. That was the thing that I was saying before that we did not manage to do. But we did defeat the bears, and we reported to Croc to collect the... Oh, well, I mean, these are kind of out of order, right? Examine the crime scene. Did that. Examine traces of mead. We just did that. Find the source of the scent. Yeah, these are all out of order. Okay, so we're just following Sarah through the tunnel. Let's see. Just want to read up on some of the description as well, because this has been turning into quite the quest here. The Skelga saying holds that at a good feast, blood and mead flow in equal measure. Sadly, it seems someone took the saying literally and orchestrated a terrible massacre during the banquet at Caer Trolda. Between the third and fourth courses of roast ram, massive enraged bears suddenly appeared amidst merrymakers. Before the dazed warriors could draw their weapons, the animals tore dozens of guests to shreds, including most of the claimants to the throne. Geralt managed to save most of the other attendees, but could do nothing to stop the torrent of accusations and calumny directed at Croc once the dust had settled. The other Jarls accused him of conspiring to put one of his own on the throne. I suppose that does make sense that others would think it was Croc who set that up. If Ancrate could not prove his innocence, his family would forever lay buried beneath a mountain of shame. Yeah, so we gotta try to...
What? We might have been burned alive?
Yeah, it was close.
Somebody's damn desperate to bring our investigation to a quick end. This a secret passage?
One rarely used, more like. When Yalmar and I were little, we'd play here. Once... bygone days.
Okay. Anything else down here, though? That looks like a place of power. Yeah, that it is.
Magic. A place of power.
You guys are just playing around this thing? Alright, 1 second, Saris. Just give us a moment here. Yeah, don't mind us. Saris is like, what just happened? Okay. Let's take a quick moment here to allocate that point. And... we need one more point to be able to get through to the next row here. I would like to be able to do, because I think it'd be great to get Whirl. But I think we're now starting to run out of things that we want to do, because I don't think we actually wanted to upgrade Undying any further. I thought we might have just wanted this at 1. See, how close are we to getting another one of these? Level 28. A little ways. So I would like to get one more in the combat area so that we can start to go into Whirl. But just to check quickly here on the sign side. Yeah, we do have this row available to us for the sign intensity. But we are definitely starting to run low on the spots here. Like strength training, we could potentially dump and instead throw Undying over here to keep the all reds. But yeah, I would like to get one thing. I thought we were saying maybe it was going to be time slowing when aiming the crossbow, just because there are so many sirens now, and that's pretty relevant for them. Alternatively, we could, deflect arrows while parrying. I mean, in some ways, the only thing that we have room to equip right now would be further upgrading strength training. So I suppose, short term at least, this is the most relevant. Because even if we did choose lightning reflexes, we need to get rid of something else in order to make room for it, and chances of us finding a way to make that happen, unlikely, or at least we'd have to sacrifice something pretty decent to make that happen. So I think maybe for that reason, we do further upgrade strength training, even if we don't do too much of the power attacks. Been sneaking them in a little bit more often here and there, but definitely still very much focusing on the quick attacks. Alright, but what else do we have down here, Saris? I normally would think that we'd run into a bunch of enemies here. It does seem a little strange that you don't have a weapon drawn, but I suppose maybe we're about to get straight back.
When I get my hands on that pyromaniac.
Let's think. They had to use the entrance we used. Maybe they left some prints behind.
Maybe. When the door slammed shut and the fire broke out, did you hear a bottle shatter too?
No, but I've no Witcher sense at my disposal. You must hear the hair growing on my head.
Not exactly.
Not to eavesdrop. Anyway, entrance is worth checking. Come on.
Okay. Let's... Oh, yes. Absolutely do a little bit of looting here first, though. Saris, could you just, slow down for a split second here? Give us some time. Pick up some of the goodies. Because, you have been hiding a lot in here. Like, a whole lot, actually. Assuming you went through this door. Oh, is this actually... There she is. There's an emerald. Also very big. I think this might have been the door that was locked before. We were saying we'll probably end up going through here at some point, right? Not exactly the way in which I expected that to happen. But, well, I guess we found a way to get in here, after all. Saris is like, Geralt, what are you doing? Hurry up. Oh, but look at this, Saris. You got a full amethyst in here. Can't expect us to just ignore that, right? Come on. Seriously. That, I think, may have been everything. And yeah, definitely worth taking a minute there to double check. And, you know, the torch, maybe not necessary anymore. Okay, yeah, and we have looted this stuff, so this is the area that, as expected, we did, in fact, make a point of going down earlier. We're looking for footprints or some other sign of evidence near this entrance here. What? Oh, yes, something.
Someone walked through the mead.
Ah, okay. Now we can follow the footprints. And we may find ourselves running into this person. So,
Could you ask for clearer prints? Sticky from the mead.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, how are they gonna get out of here? They'd have to run back the way they came from. So I still feel like we might find them here.
Trail breaks off. Need to find another clue nearby. Something else to follow. Must have felt his clothing rip, but was in a hurry.
What's this?
Red.
Piece of cloth.
No, it can't be.
What is it?
Arnvald's tunic. Only he wears this kind.
Sure about that?
Saw him in the main hall with the servants. Let's go.
All right. And that sounds like that may be our answer. And I'm not sure he's going to go down without a fight. Let's take a look at, I think let's save, because I think someone's about to go down. And let's take a quick look at our information about him. So we don't really know. Ah, it's this guy, the guy who let us in initially. So after Guthlaf trusted Seneschal to the Ancrate Jarls, passed away, a portion of his duties were taken over by the Jarl's cupbearer, Arnvald. This elderly Skelliger did not possess the far-reaching authority of his predecessor, but still had managed to make himself irreplaceable in his few years in the position. His purview included not only stocking the larders and cellars of Caer Trolla, makes sense given what we figured out about the person who perpetrated this crime, but also seeing to the needs of the keep's inhabitants, as well as the guests that visited it during feasts and other important ceremonies. Also makes sense. That is why his betrayal could not have come as a greater surprise. Well, I mean, yes, if he's close to all the other Ancrate, then that is odd that he would turn on the Ancrate like that, but at the same time, if there were anyone who was capable of pulling this off, given what his normal responsibilities would be, he'd be at or near the top of the list, right? At least once you start to figure out how it happened. That is why his betrayal could not have come as a greater surprise. When caught... Okay, well, let's not read about what happens when he gets caught.